All right, 30 days in Las Vegas is over. It's done. I'm just about to go to the airport. But before I leave, I want to go over what this entire trip cost. A lot of you were curious on what my 2 previous trips cost. I did not have an opportunity to do those videos. I'm going to do this video for sure. So 30 days in Las Vegas. Maybe you saw all my experience videos and you're curious on what that cost. Or maybe someday you want to come to Vegas for 30 days and live it up and jump around hotels and do all the best stuff. This could be a representation of what you may or may not spend. Let's get right into it. I'm not going to go over everything. I'm just going to go over the highlights at each hotel. I started at the Golden Nugget. My absolute favorite memory was my dinner at Vic and Anthony's. I think it is a top 5 steakhouse in Las Vegas. My biggest memory there was that $75 Golden Negroni. That thing was a showstopper. It's the best Negroni I've ever had in my life. My meal at Harrahs was so memorable as well. That restaurant is beautiful and stunning. I was surprised at how good the dining was at Golden Nugget. I definitely never saw that coming. Also, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the Golden Nugget pool. I think it's called the Shark Tank. It is ranked as one of the best pools in America by some people. If you want a truly unique pool experience in Las Vegas, I think at some point you definitely have to check out the Golden Nugget. So hotel number 1 for me actually ended up being my most economical stay. Out the door at the Golden Nugget cost me $1,083. The next one, however, was my most expensive stay. I'm talking to Bellagio. I vowed I would never go back to the Bellagio until they remodeled. They remodeled and I went back. I am in love with the rooms now, and I fell back in love with the Bellagio. The Bellagio is back to its old form. I had some pretty epic times there. The most memorable one for sure was my dinner at LINQ. LINQ is beautiful. It's jaw-dropping. It is unlike any other dining experience in Las Vegas. The food is even better than the aesthetics. I had their, I think, 8-course preset dinner. Out the door with all those cool drinks I had. One of those drinks had caviar on top of them with that ice bowl. It was a fantastic dinner, but it ran me $700. That was pretty insane. I had a couple other great dinners there as well. Prime is definitely a top 5 steakhouse. I think John George's has 2 of the best steakhouses in all of Las Vegas. Prime is elegant, classy, and sophisticated. I had a fantastic meal there. And then I loved my night at Petrosian. That has to be one of the best lobby bars in Las Vegas. I've walked by that several times. It always looked a little bland and a little stuffy to me, so I never walked in. That is my mistake. It is now one of my favorite spots in Las Vegas. They have a lot of experiential cocktails on the list. They all come with a little appetizer or hors d'oeuvre, which kind of finishes the experience. Overall, I did fall back in love with the Bellagio. I had a fantastic stay, but it wasn't without a price. $3,166. After the Bellagio, I went to Harrahs. It doesn't get much bipolar than that. 2 completely different experiences. I had a pretty epic day at the Harrahs pool. Now, I would not describe the Harrahs pool in itself as epic, but I had a really fantastic day there. One of my favorite pool days of all time in Las Vegas. That was my biggest expenditure during this trip. That was a $300 pool day. The best restaurant on site is Ruth Chris. I really didn't enjoy my meal there that much. I've had better dinners at other Ruth Chris. That was my second most expensive expenditure, though. One more thing I'll say about Harrahs is that I really enjoyed the rooms. They are crisp, they are modern, they're fresh. I really got an executive feel for them. I think they're pretty affordable considering the surroundings. If you want to stay on the north part of the Strip and you don't want to break the bank, Harrahs is a spot for you. In totality, my stay at Harrahs cost me $1,595. All right, MGM Grand is next. I ate really well at MGM Grand. I went to Aisha Curry's and Michael Mina's new joint venture, International Smoke. Not only was it the best short rib I've ever had in my life, they had some really, really cool drinks there. I had a fantastic time at that venue. I'd be remiss if I did not mention my dinner at Hakkasan. I had a pretty legendary dinner there. Hakkasan is the epitome of cool and classy. It's very hard to combine those two. You can have cool and trendy and classy and sophisticated, but it's hard to merge those 2 concepts. Hakkasan finds a way to do that. And then on my last night, I ate at Joel Robuchon L'Atelier. That is like the stadium kitchen place where you sit around the chefs and watch some of the best chefs in Las Vegas make some of the best dishes in Las Vegas. If you are a foodie or if you have a love for gastronomy, I can't think of a better place to eat than Joel Robuchon L'Atelier. I did so much at MGM Grand. I had a pool day and I had some really fun drinks. That entire stay cost me $2,056. All right, Luxor, Las Vegas. I finally got to this property. I have walked by it many times. I've driven by it more times than I can count, and I have never stayed there before. I was blown away by how nice the standard rooms are. I got into the rooms and I could not believe it was the Luxor. It is one of the best entry-level rooms in Las Vegas for the money, for sure. You're probably expecting me to say that Tender Steakhouse was my favorite, but it wasn't. My favorite place to eat at Luxor was absolutely Diablo Cantina. The portions were out of this world. There was a huge drink that I ordered. It was like 7 drinks in one, 6 shots of alcohol, and then 2 mini beers for like under $30. That has to be one of the best Vegas hacks for drinking of all time. Diablo Cantina is edgy. It's fun, and plus it's on the mezzanine level, so you have survey over a lot of the casino. It was by far my favorite place to eat at Luxor. The Luxor pool is also fantastic. What I remember is ordering that 3 Amigos pyramid drink. I think that drink was like $50, $60, $70. It was well worth it though. It was a great memory. Just sitting out there, with that pyramid behind you, and just chilling in their multiple pools. I think they had 4 or 5 pools, and they were pretty beautiful as well. I think the Luxor is a highly, highly underrated property in Las Vegas. My time there cost me $1,343. All right, the Flamingo, a slice of South Beach in the middle of the Las Vegas Strip. The Flamingo has a ton of history. It was built before the 1950s. I think it was built in like 1947, and it was built by organized crime, so there's a lot of interesting history there. The Flamingo pool, I think, is the best standard pool in Las Vegas. It's either that or Cosmopolitan, but the vibe at the Flamingo pool is so much better than the Cosmo. Bugsy & Myers is a top 10 steakhouse in Las Vegas. It is brand new, but it has kind of like an old school prohibition type of theme to it. You're probably expecting me to say that that was my favorite dinner, but it wasn't. Surprisingly to me, my favorite place to eat there was at Margaritaville. I loved the vibe in there. The bartenders were fun. It had a huge menu, awesome drinks. Definitely a fun place just to let loose and have a great casual time. I really enjoyed my time at the Flamingo, and that trip cost me $1,497. All right, the LINQ Las Vegas, the People's Champ. During this trip, I really made an effort to visit hotels I normally don't go to, Luxor and LINQ, and I'm really glad I went to both of them. I will absolutely go back to the LINQ. I thoroughly enjoyed my time there, and I still have more to see. The LINQ is unlike anything else in Las Vegas. It's in a league of its own. It's because it's all casual fun. There isn't any high-end stuff. They just want everyone there to have a casual, approachable, great time, and they really succeed at that. There were really 3 big standouts. Number 1 was my night at I Love Sugar. That is the candy shop with the martini bar upstairs where they make these wild, insane, just out-of-this-world, crazy cocktails. That was one of my best nights ever. And then the Influence Pool was a big memory of mine. The people out there were going insane. They were crazy. There's a DJ out there. It was pretty much like a pool party as a Vegas hotel pool. I couldn't believe the amount of energy that was out there. The place was electric. And then also Hash House A Go-Go. This place is a Vegas institution. I have heard about Hash House A Go-Go. Many people have implored me to go. I've just always kind of dismissed it. It was at the LINQ. I really didn't want to go there. Hash House A Go-Go. Is it the best breakfast spot in Las Vegas? If there's a better breakfast spot than Hash House A Go-Go, I want to know about it. I got there right away in the morning, and the line was already overflowed out to the lobby. And when I got done, it was pretty much down the escalator. I had such a fantastic breakfast there. I actually feel a little awkward for not going this entire time. Again, I had a great stay at the LINQ, and it cost me $1,158. Mandalay Bay, one of my very first loves in Las Vegas. This property is just as good today as it was when I went there for the first time 14 years ago. Mandalay Bay might be the best value in Las Vegas. It absolutely has the best entry-level rooms for the price. I booked the cheapest room there, as I pretty much did for this entire trip. I couldn't believe how large, luxurious, modern, fresh, and clean the rooms were at Mandalay Bay. I was actually floored. I think I might have had my best stay at Mandalay Bay ever during this trip. I can't go over everything, but I did go to both of the Sky Lounges. Yes, Mandalay Bay has 2 Sky Lounges, one in each tower. Skyfall over at Delano, and then Foundation Room over at Mandalay Bay. I had pretty good nights at both. My favorite lounge, however, was S-Bar. S-Bar is by SBE Group. They do all the SLS properties. Everything they touch is just like chic and trendy and cool and upscale. They have a Prohibition bar in there that does both drinks and food. That was probably one of my favorite nights for sure. I did something that I've never done before. I went to the Shark Reef Aquarium. I was really glad that I did that. It was a slice of tranquility and peace in the bedlam of Las Vegas. And then I went to Kumi and had one of my craziest dinners of all time. Absolutely one of my best dinners ever in Las Vegas. That was punctuated by the $150 7 Deadly Sins roll. This thing had caviar, it had king crab, wagyu, it had truffle, it had foie gras, it had 24 karat gold on it. It was presented by the head chef himself. He went over everything on the dish. He told me what was special about it, and then introduced himself and talked to me for a few minutes. That was absolutely the highlight of my trip. Overall, it was one of my favorite hotels during this entire stay, but it didn't come without a cost, and that cost was $2,056. And last but not least, here we are right now at Virgin. 30 Days in Las Vegas ends at hotel number 9. This is one of the best remodels I've ever seen in Las Vegas, probably that I've ever seen anywhere. I can't believe that this is a remodeled hotel. It feels brand new. My favorite memory of the trip was my dinner at One Steakhouse. It is one of my favorite steakhouses now in Las Vegas. It's close to being a top 5. It was that good. One Steakhouse had everything from the ambiance to the service to a creative menu to the drinks and the cocktails. It delivers all around. Now the resort pool here is super cool. It kind of has like a lake type theme where it has a sandy area and then there's sand on the bottom of it. It also kind of has like a stadium feel. You can go on top of the hill, overlook the pool if you just want like a quiet place to hang out. I think the Virgin pool was so well done. And then one of my other favorite memories was Cassie Beach House. That place is a party brunch spot. I had such a fun time there. I never saw it coming. I walked in at 11 and I should have known when the place was halfway filled right away at open that it was a hot spot. By the time I left, it was packed. People were in there having the best time ever, pre-gaming before they went to the resort pool or pre-gaming before they went to Elia Beach Club. I ordered all their signature stuff. You absolutely have to get the meze platter, and you absolutely have to get that Cassie drink. Cassie Beach House is the it spot. It's the coolest brunch spot in Las Vegas. I had such a fun time there. Overall, I love the rooms. The rooms here are modern, they're fresh, they're clean, they're functional. Again, I can't believe how great this remodel was. So I had a pretty decent stay at Virgin. It was $1,584. All right, so what did all of that cost me to live in Las Vegas over a month, to stay at 9 of their most popular hotels and do all the best stuff? It cost me $15,539. So that is what it's going to cost you to live in Las Vegas for a month over the summer, to visit 9 of the most popular hotels. It is going to cost you $15,500. All right, so there you have it. 30 days in Las Vegas, 9 different hotels. That is what it's going to cost. I need to get out of here. It's bittersweet, but I'll definitely be back, and I'll see you in that video.